Hello everyone, welcome to Kumari's Kids channel. Today's story is going to be about Aladdin, the desert race. Jasmine and Aladdin were strolling across the palace grounds one evening when the Sultan ran out into the balcony. Drat, the Sultan cried, "Oh, drat, that dratted race." Jasmine was surprised. Usually, her father loved the desert race. Every year, the best riders from Agrabah competed against those of the neighboring kingdom of Zagraba. The fastest horse and rider were awarded the prized golden palm trophy. "What's the matter, father?" Jasmine asked. The Sultan shook his head sadly. "I just heard that Prince Faiz will be riding for Zagraba again. His horse is so fast. He wants the race the last 3 years in a row." "I have an idea, father," Jasmine said eagerly. "I could ride Midnight in the desert race this year. He's the fastest horse in Agrabah." "Oh, dear me, no." The Sultan looked shocked at, at the very suggestion. "The desert race can be dangerous. I won't have my daughter risking her neck like that." "How about if I ride Midnight in the race?" Aladdin spoke up. The Sultan's face brightened immediately. "What a splendid idea!" he cried. "You'll have such fun, my boy." The next day, Aladdin and Jasmine went to the stables. As soon as Aladdin was on Midnight, the horse threw him. Nobody but Jasmine had ever ridden him. "Let me help you," said the princess. Midnight gave her no trouble as usual. The horse was ready to go. Aladdin swung on to Midnight's back, but the horse still didn't want to cooperate. He kicked up his heels and sent Aladdin flying. Aladdin brushed himself off. Here, let me try," Jasmine said. She easily climbed into the saddle. Midnight happily carried her around the stable yard, doing everything she asked. "Sorry," Jasmine told Aladdin. "I guess Midnight is a one-person horse." "Now, how are we supposed to win that trophy back?" the Sultan asked. "Let me ride in the race," Father Jasmine urged. The Sultan didn't seem to hear her. "Perhaps we can find Aladdin another fast horse." He didn't look hopeful, though. "Don't worry," Aladdin said. "I'll think of something." The day of the race arrived. Riders from Zagraba paraded into Agrabah. Faiz rode in on his impressive white stallion Desert Warrior. "I don't know why we bothered to bring the golden palm trophy," Faiz announced hotly. We'll only have to carry it back to Zagraba later." Fans from both kingdoms gathered to watch the race. Soon the riders took their places at the starting line. The Sultan looked at Aladdin. "What an odd looking horse that boy is riding. I wonder why. I have never seen it before. But he didn't have time to worry about that. Now, where is Jasmine? He wondered. It's time to start the race. The princess was nowhere to be found. We can't wait any longer, I suppose, the Sultan raised a flag to signal the start of the race. One, two, three, and they were off. The riders galloped into the desert. A black horse with mysterious wheeled rider took the lead right away. As soon as they were out of the view of the palace, the rider threw off the evil. It was Jasmine. I do hate going against father's wishes, she whispered to Midnight. But I just had to prove that you were the fastest. Aladdin was curious about the rider on the black horse. Jasmine, he gasped when he saw her. Just then his horse spotted the cool, inviting water of an oasis. "No, that's more like it," exclaimed the horse, except the horse was actually the genie. He jumped into the water and took the shape of a seahorse. "Hey, this wasn't part of the plan," Aladdin cried. "Don't worry, Earl," the genie said. "We'll catch up. Gotta stay hydrated, you know." On the land, Jasmine and Midnight galloped off without a backward glance. Faye's desert warrior were starting to catch up. They were shocked when they saw the princess. Faye didn't want to lose her. Jasmine urged Midnight on, but the other horses was very fast. Finally, Desert Warrior pulled ahead. "Give up now," Faye shouted. "That trophy will always belonged to Zagraba." But Midnight wasn't finished yet. He surged forward again and past Desert Warrior. "Not so fast," Jasmine called to Face with a laugh. That trophy is in Agraba, and that's where it is going to stay. Faiz and warriors stayed at Midnight's heels until the horses had to jump a ditch that crossed the path. Midnight sailed over easily, but warriors skidded to a stop. With the other team of the running, it seemed there was nothing to keep Jasmine and Midnight from winning, but there the princess heard the sound of hoofbeats close behind her. "What?" she cried, looking back. It was Aladdin. Jasmine hadn't even known he was still in the race. Soon Aladdin and his mystery horse had caught up, and he and Jasmine were fighting for the lead. Jasmine was glad that the trophy would stay in Agrabah no matter which one of them won, but she really wanted to prove that Midnight was the fastest horse in the kingdom. She urged him on. The two horses were neck and neck as they as they neared the finish line. First, Midnight pulled ahead a tiny bit, then Aladdin's horse did. But neither could keep the lead, and so the two horses crossed the finish line at the same time. As soon as Midnight slowed to a stop, Jasmine jumped off, gave her tired horse a hug and led him to the water trough. Then she walked over to Aladdin. Congratulations, he said. Same to you, Jasmine replied. But where in the world did you find such a fast horse? Aladdin looked at his horse, then he looked at his feet. That is, he didn't seem to know what to say. Surprise! The genie cried, transforming back into his usual form. Jasmine gasped, Genie, that's you! Sorry, princess, the genie said, winking. We were just horsing around. Aladdin grinned sheepishly. It was my idea. I couldn't bear that thought of Zagraba winning again in the year. Oh dear, the Sultan said. The rules state that it must be a horse and rider team, not a genie and a rider team. I am afraid this disqualifies you too from the race. Then he smiled, and that means Jasmine and Midnight are the winners. Jasmine changed into a new outfit at the award ceremony. She patted Midnight. Jasmine had always known her horse was the fast, but she'd never imagined he could beat a genie. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next storytelling. Bye.